What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Let me just start the 2-minute timer for a second. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Can you put a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me okay? I'm all tied up here. What's up, Munchkin? What's up, Michelle? What's up, Sherry? What's up, Claudia? What's up, Tracy? What's up, Jacqueline? And seen a few more. What's up, Forget Me Not? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let's see. Oh, and April and Kit, thank you guys. Sweet. As you can see, I am in a hotel again for the last time. I have found a place. I'm so excited. I think I'll be moving tomorrow, so super excited for that. Just move this real quick here. Yeah, it'll be so much nicer to have my studio have set up. I'll be able to have a second screen, so that way I can have this the chat that I have up here. I can put that on the other screen. That way I can have everything a little bit bigger, and then I can just spend. I'll just be able to, because a lot of times I spend a lot of time just setting everything up because I'm moving, everywhere. And so that'll give me so much more time to actually put more production in the show. And yeah, so I'm super excited about that. And the place that I hang out at my friend's house, her internet's not the best. And so at this new place, hopefully the internet should be really good, and I'll be able to do closed captionings for those that are kind of hard of hearing, because unfortunately they can only watch the show after, because then the closed captions will pop up. But if I'm doing a live show and I've got better internet, I can actually have closed captions on during the live show. So what's up, Copper Horse? What's up, Gina? So what's up, Alicia? So before we get into the story and some new theories, let's go over the missing real quick. I got 2 people here. Tracy says, sounds like my internet. I know. So for those that are newer to my show, I do cold cases, paranormal, true crime, and I do live shows plus regular uploads. And I also like to show missing person posters in all my videos to help out. And so today we have Braden Dobbs. He's 4 years old. He went missing February 4th, so that was 22 days ago. Missing from Buchanan, Georgia. If I pronounced that right. And he's 4 years old. Black hair, brown eyes. So if anybody's in that area, please take a close look. Yeah, I cut my hair. Yep, had to cut it. It was getting really long. So, and then we got these two siblings. This is Zariah and Davon Ford, and they went missing 5 days ago. And let's see, they are from Orlando. So if anybody's in that area, we got these two guys. Looks like they've been missing for a little bit. 13 and 12 years old. Buchanan. Oh, Buchanan. Okay, thank you, Buchanan. I knew I was going to butcher that. Thank you, Tracy. Yeah. I'm terrible with names. I butcher them all the time. So, all right. So into today's theories. So before I get into the theory that I have, let me just go over just a short recap, because I know that there's a few people in here, like Tracy, I believe, that she's not as familiar as everybody else. So I'll just go over just a short recap of what happened. So on on February 13th, 2017, two girls, Abby and Libby. It was a Monday, and it was a snow day, so they had off. But it wasn't. It was like a makeup day, because it didn't snow, and they just had a bunch of days that they didn't use, so they got to have that Monday off. And so the girls wanted to go to this bridge, and so they asked their sister Kelsi if they could drop them off. And so Kelsi takes her sister Libby and Abby, and she takes them to this park that has this Monon High Bridge, and it's got a trail to it. And so she drops them off at approximately 1:38, and that's let's see, right in this area. Oh no, actually, excuse me, right here. And so at 1:40, she drops them off, and she is now leaving. And the girls start heading on the trail. So they start taking this, what they call the 501 trail. Oop, let me make sure I got my chat up so I can see you guys. 1 second. Switch that over here. There we go. I can see you guys. Okay. So the girls are walking on the trail, and they approach this Monon High Bridge right here. And the girls want to take a couple of photos. And so Libby uploads this first photo on Snapchat at 2:05. And she's taking a picture of looking the direction they're walking. And as you can see, there's these different platforms, 1 through 6. So they continue walking across the bridge, and so I believe Libby had done this. So they used to do geocaching, and for those who are not familiar with geocaching, that's where people go and they bury material, and then they have like a website you go to, and they put these coordinates. And then people try to go and find, where this buried treasure is. And then usually it can be anything from like a note, or sometimes like goodies. And then you would sign it. And then you put it back for someone else to come and find it. So, and they have done that here at this particular park as well. So, Libby takes a picture of Abby. She's standing on platform 3 looking back at Abby taking a picture, Abby's a little more scared of the bridge, so she's going a lot slower. And so this is at 2:07. Now, sadly, as they get to the end of the bridge, and they're going really slow, and this guy just kind of comes out of nowhere. And I have another theory too, but we'll go into that after because I don't want to confuse people. But so this guy comes out of nowhere and just starts coming down this bridge this way, and I was wrong. I thought he was like right here in this photo, but he's actually really closer. He's almost coming up to platform 6. He's more like right here. And so Libby has the instinct to pull out her phone because she thinks something's suspicious about this guy and starts recording. And so this guy walks up to him, and the only thing we know is that they released a short clip of this video and a short clip of the audio with him saying "guys down the hill," and I'll play that once for you. But it's theorized that he had a gun on him, and he controlled the girls and told them to go down the hill. It's possible that the girls tried to make a run for it across the creek. Libby's shoe was found around this area here. And sadly, that day, they were supposed to be picked up in 2 hours after they'd been dropped off. And when the father came and they started calling them, they didn't answer. And so he, let's see, what time did he exactly arrive? I think it was 3:14. So he had arrived at 3:14, and he's starting to look for the girls, trying to call them. The phone's ringing, but it's not picking up. No one's picking up. So it's theorized whatever happened to the girls, they were murdered, happened by 3:30, and their bodies were sadly found in this area, and they wouldn't have been found until the next day. So that's just kind of an overview for those who are not familiar with the case. And this guy has not been, this case has not been solved. It's been over 5 years now. And so there's a couple of theories. So let me just play the audio if you haven't heard it. Okay. So they released this audio and some footage a couple years down later. Suppress Leica. Who saw that car? Yeah, I'm not sure about exactly what witness saw what. I'll look into that. But there was, Kim, I'll go over that. I've heard one car type. I don't know if it's been debunked or not, but I've heard a white Dodge Dart was a possible vehicle of interest. So anyway, so yeah, into one of my first theories. So since I just got a car not too long ago, and since I moved out of state and everything, I have to wait to get license plates, and so I've been dealing with paper plate tags and stuff, those ones that you kind of tape in the back of your window. And so I was just kind of looking some things up, and I had realized that there was a story about how drug dealers, use this when they're transporting stuff, because what they'll do is they'll have fake paper plates while they're doing their runs, and then they'll put back on the license plate. So let me play you this video real quick here.
Law enforcement enforcement officials say 90% of the paper license plates you see on the road are fake, and the money from selling those plates goes to fund things like gangs, drug dealers, even the cartel. Well, today, Dallas County announced plans to bring back a task force to fight this problem.
And this is, if you don't know, an update to a consumer justice investigation that we brought you last year, headed by Kristen Severance. And last year, your story pointed out these paper plates, which I admittedly said at the time, and then in the days and weeks afterwards, as soon as you said it, we started seeing them everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hear that all the time. You see these paper license plates everywhere in plastic sleeves, put on with duct tape, barely hanging on. Law enforcement tells me they're all fake.
Approximately 1227.
Drivers use them so they don't have to pay to register their cars or because the vehicle won't pass inspection. You can buy them off Facebook or on the street. We told you last year the only task force in Dallas County going after the people selling these plates was disbanded. The governor cut their funding through a line item veto. Today, the Dallas County commissioners announced plans to bring it back. A $320,000 grant will pay for 2 full-time deputies to be on the street, plus training and equipment. Judge Clay Jenkins had told me they would have the unit back together by December. He acknowledged today they missed the deadline by a few months.
I would have liked to have gotten it done sooner. It took a lot more work than we thought. The gangs that are selling the fake inspection stickers are involved in all sorts of bad activities, human trafficking, all kinds of things. We don't want to leave any avenue of them getting money open for them.
Jenkins said the money was found with the help of the North Central Texas Council of Governments.
Your videos and your previous coverage has certainly shed some light on things that maybe we didn't know the specific details of.
All right, I do have to point out the task force is smaller this time around. There used to be 4 deputies on the street. Now there are 2. There also used to be 10 detectives assigned to the unit. Now a detective will pursue cases on a case-by-case basis. The money will run out again in summer of 2019, but Judge Jenkins is hoping they can really secure, a funding source to stop, having to ask and ask and ask.
Yes.
In the meantime.
Based on when you first did the story, we had none then, and now there's 2.
Yeah.
Better than nothing.
Better than that.
Well,
Start.
and exactly. And
Yeah.
you just
Okay. So, one of the theories is, let me get back to it. Let's see. Let me pull this up. Is that they believe that there was a suspicious vehicle. Now, we don't know if it was him or not, but they do want to know who the driver was of this particular vehicle. And there was a vehicle apparently parked at this abandoned CPS building. And I was just going through some old reports that came out, like, some of the early theories back in 2018. Well, even 2017 actually. And I came across this picture, and they were mentioning a white Dodge Dart that was a possible vehicle of interest. And they had said they had seen that it had paper plates on it. And I thought that was kind of interesting. And then, like I said, I kind of done some more research and found out that this is kind of a big thing that, people, like I said, drug dealers and stuff, when they're, transporting drugs and stuff, they'll put on these paper fake, plates. They can buy them off Facebook. Let's see what and yeah, like 90% of them were fake. And it was like a big problem during 2017 and 2018. Which I thought it was kind of interesting because, this happened in 2017. I mean, I'm sure it's been going on longer and before and after, but I just think, one of the theories is that he could have put paper plates on when he parked there, committed the crime, left, and then, and this is what they all do, is they commit the crime while they got the paper plates on. Once they're done, they just rip off the tag, and now they just put back on the regular plates. And now anybody that just called in that paper plate, there's no record of it. And so, and then if it's especially if it's a car like a white Dodge Dart, it's not a very unique vehicle. So so that was just kind of one of my theories that I'd kind of look back on some of the early days of the investigation, what people are looking at, and I thought that'd be really interesting. That's a good possibility if he was parked at that abandoned place here. And just to kind of give you an idea, there's Google Earth. I can actually use Google Earth here because my internet's better here. So here's just kind of an overview of Google Earth here. And so you have the abandoned CPS building here. And so the girls got dropped off here, and I'll just kind of zoom in here. So the girls got dropped off here, and then you can't really see it, but the 501 trail kind of just tags along in here in these trees here. Oops. I'm still trying to get better with Google Earth here. Some people are pros at it. So this trail just goes along here. You can't really see the trail because of all the trees. Let me zoom back out a little bit. And then you're going to see this bridge up here. Let me zoom out just a little bit here. So here comes the bridge. So you just kind of hike along, and then the bridge starts here. And then it ends approximately, like I said, the trees, this is not the best Google Earth, but approximately about right here is where it ends. And then so you've got the, let me shift the view here, see if we can kind of get a good view of the bank. So it's believed that he corralled the girls down here, and then they try to make a run for it, and then sadly we're found over here. I was thinking about paper plates to eat off. That's funny, April. So, and then after the crime was committed, one of the theories of the ways that they think he escaped is that he went up here. There's a couple of theories, but one of them is he kind of came up here, and I know you can't really see anything because it's just all trees. But he just kind of made his way back, and then the 501 trail actually is, if you just kind of follow along this tree line here, it kind of leads right back into the 501, which is up in here. And then he just walked right back to the abandoned CPS building here. And I learned through watching someone's video that they actually had a camera on this building right here. See if I can get a better view. So I don't think, if he left, I don't think he came through this way as far as driving. Because, oh yeah, so a paper plate is a temporary license plate. Yeah, you can crumple that up and ditch it. And there'll be, especially if it's fake, there'll be no record of it. So the theory, yeah, I guess I should explain it a little bit better. So the whole thing of why, drug dealers and everybody will use these is someone reports something suspicious. They call in that little fake, that little license plate tag. It's fake. There's nothing. So it don't trace back to a car. And so in theory, if anybody had seen a suspicious car and he had plates on, they wouldn't, right here. And if anybody was here and is like, oh, hey, I saw it, I wrote down this plate, but it's a paper plate. Well, it's not going to tag back to this person that's driving the car because it's, especially if they bought them and they're fake. I mean, you can get real ones, but apparently there was a big scam going on with, Facebook, where you could just buy them off people. And they said that they were real, but I think from what I was researching, like 90% of them were fake anyway, but they were still charging them. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely, like atonement, there's legal ones that, we'll still trace back, but apparently there's, like I said, there was a Facebook, which is interesting because, if, I don't know if you'd be dumb enough to, buy them off of Facebook or something, but could that be traced back, if somebody did have that particular number, tough to say. Yeah, I don't know. I know everybody's so, the satellite images, I know it it'd be so nice if we could get more access to that kind of stuff. But yeah, let me see what I got in my notes real quick here. Oops. So here's just a kind of look. I just thought I'd show you guys just some of the crime scene, and then I'll go into my second theory that I have. And then the second half of my show, I thought I would touch in the Flora Fires for those who haven't heard about it. So this is, I believe this is the embankment that goes down this way, because this says no trespassing or something. I think something like that. Oh, beware of dog, I think it says. But so this is at the end. If you're going, pull up the. I think this sign is somewhere right around here. Let me go up where it's a little bit closer. Yeah, somewhere about right here. So, because apparently the girls were heard talking, saying, "Oh, well, we can't go that way," and I believe this is what they're talking about because they didn't want to trespass. But I think I went over. Well, I'll get into that in a second. But this here's just kind of a picture of where the creek where they crossed. Now, I think one of the problems, maybe why BG could have caught up to them, is if they were crossing this river. As you can see, some of this bank is kind of steep, and so they kind of crossed. But now they got this there's some places where you can just walk up, but I think maybe they kind of ran, and now they're kind of stuck on this bank that's kind of got a 4 foot kind of where you got to kind of climb up. And so it's possible. Now this is the exact hill right after the bridge. So if the bridge was right here, this is probably one of the hills. This is the first hill because this is the private driveway right here. So as you can see, there's the private driveway, which leads to someone's home. So this picture's about right here. So this is the hill that BG's corralling these girls down. Just another picture. So you can see this is where they cordoned off, and as you can see, this is the creek. So this is on the other side. The bridge would be over here. So as you can see, it's pretty close to the water. Apparently it's 50 feet. So yeah, let's see, which other theory? Let's do. So going back to my video the other day about 43 seconds and possibly 2 videos. Why I don't think they'll release any more of the audio recording. And it kind of goes along the lines of what Leaker posted. Not that I believe what Leaker posted 100%, but I do think that in this audio that this guy had was basically trying to be an authority figure and said that, hey, you guys are trespassing and, you guys got to come back with me. And so it makes sense if that was on the recording, and he's got this gun and he's telling them, hey, you guys are trespassing, you guys got to come with me. And if they'd released any more of that audio and that's on there, and for us, if we hear that and we hear, hey, you guys are trespassing, I could definitely see why the authorities don't want to release that, because then a lot of the people are going to look at authority figures. And that's not going to help the law enforcement at all, if that makes sense. Then that's just my theory. But if it does, oh, thank you, kid. Thank you so much for the $10. But yeah, so like I said, I think if that is on there, that is probably a good reason why they wouldn't release that, because if we did hear something about you're trespassing, and if there is a gun cocking noise and stuff in that, people are going to associate trespassing, hearing a gun. That's all going to point towards law enforcement, and that's just not going to do them any good. And now they're just going to be getting phone calls about every person in their department. And so that's just kind of my theory on that. Did a video with voice comparison. It's chilling. Yeah, that's funny, Kim. Yeah, actually, I did that the first day. I didn't do it as well as her. Because I literally did it the day that they had released that clip, and I was playing the two clips together. I just hadn't done like a video where I edited it together. But yeah, they sound kind of they're a little bit, Kim. But yeah, it does. When I did that, it's funny you mentioned that, because when I did that day in that live show, everybody was like, "Oh my God, that's BG." But then when you kind of start to play it a little bit more, his voice is, I don't know, and it's tough to say because, you know, I always tell people with audio and those phones that he's on, it's going to alter it a little bit. But it does. There's some parts where it does. I'll play the audio one more time for you guys. Thank you, Diamond. So I want to pitch another theory. This is one I had that I just like I said. And for those that have been following me a lot, I'm definitely going to be doing some more experiments coming real soon. I just got to move first, but I'm really excited for some projects that I've got that I'm going to do for this case here. I just got a notification here. Thank you. Thank you for all your hard work, Chris. Thank you, Monkskin. That's awesome. Thank you so much. There it goes. A little behind. How's the stream, guys? I'm just curious because it should be really good. Just curious. Can you guys put a 1 if the stream's good? Because I've been buffering, and I think that's just because I've been at my friend's house. But we shouldn't be experiencing that anymore. So. Just before I get into my next theory. Yeah. I appreciate, I know, Summer Wells, yeah. One day I'll get in. If there's some actual information that comes out, I would be happy to do it, but I just feel like that's been just tainted real bad with some of the YouTubers and stuff, and it's definitely got the attention, you know, as far as media goes. So I'm not too worried about that, but I would love to help, of course. But we'll definitely. It buffers still when I pull up Google Map. Okay. I mean, you can send me something, April. Like I said, it's not that I don't believe you. I'm just saying, as far as me covering that case, I kind of steered away for that for a while, just because it's just kind of gotten, it's just kind of gotten toxic, and it's not from the people that watch it. It's just from certain content creators that have just kind of taken it in the wrong direction. That I just don't, But if there's something that definitely comes out, I would definitely, go over it for sure. Yeah, it's tough. It is a buffering. Okay, cool. So third theory. So we've gone over the first two theories. So this is not as a big theory, but I've just always kind of wondered, how. So we know, and I know people have seen this. Okay, so this is the photo of Abby. Let me pull up the bigger one real quick here. So in the early days, especially those that followed this case since the beginning, they thought, they pointed out, oh, that's him right here, and oh, that's him hiding right here, and oh, that's him hiding right here. It's all been debunked. He's not in this photo. And she is, so this is platform 2, this is platform 1. So they're at the halfway point pretty much. And yeah, he's nowhere to be seen. So I had a theory that what if, instead of him coming from this direction, what if he actually came from the other direction that they were going to, And I'll just kind of explain a possible theory as to why. So, I mean, one, he just comes out of nowhere. And of course, the way he's going, he could have definitely made that up. But I just think it's kind of interesting that he's just not in that photo at all of Abby. So just one of my theories is, and I know a content creator had done some, he'd kind of checked this area out over here, and he said there's kind of like a nice, what they call a blind. You know, that's what hunters use. They use a blind when they're looking for their, their prey. And this overlooks this bridge pretty well. So I had a theory that, I had a theory. He's watching them come. Now, he doesn't want them to get to the end of the bridge, here, because then they might just dip off, somewhere else. Or they just might turn around. So he's going to want to kind of catch up before they get to the end. So, so they're back, so back up here, they're looking this way. So maybe probably when they get to about here, okay, he sees that nobody else is behind them. So he starts walking. And to do this is my theory, to do this is that way he can get a good look at both of them, kind of size them up. So now he's going to pass them along the bridge, coming the way that they're going, just so he size them up. And now, he kind of walks, and now he sees that nobody's coming from where they came from. And since he's been back here, he knows that nobody's back here because he's been waiting back here. And so he passes, and then he's got a good look, knows that nobody's coming this way. Now he just does a 180. And now, of course, Libby's like, okay, this guy just turned around. I'm going to hit record. And so that's one of my theories. I just thought I'd shoot that, see what you guys think of that. It just kind of bothered me. He just kind of comes out of nowhere. And it's totally possible that he just, done this bridge before and so been able to... came out of nowhere. So the thing with this, Karen, so that's what I'm saying is the main theory is that he came from exactly the same way the girls came. And so when they're on platform 3 in this picture here, so she took a Snapchat at 2:07, okay? There was theories that you could see bridge guy and, back here, but it's all been debunked. Okay, you don't see, there's no bridge guy right now. Okay, so this is at 2:07. This picture, 2:07. Okay. This video starts at 2:13. That's 6 minutes. That's 6 minutes for him to go all the way here, and he's probably about right here. He's just back before platform 6. Now, people have walked this in 5 minutes. And so, like I said, it's totally doable. And it's technically the main theory is that this is the way he came. But I just thought, maybe he could have been hiding back here. And now he knows that nobody's back here. And now he wants to pass them. So he's kind of sizing them up. And now he kind of gets to maybe platform 4. They're kind of about platform 6. And then he 180s. And now they see him 180, and now it's like, oh, wait a minute. So I hope I cleared that up. Like I said, just a theory, but it's just interesting because he certainly traverses the bridge quite fast. Yeah. And why would a murderer want to cross the whole bridge where everyone could see him? Yeah, that's another good point. Yeah, Miss Wells. Yep. That's it. It's just an idea. Let me just give you guys an idea. Hopefully this doesn't slow anything down. So we've heard that they this place is kind of off the beaten path, is what Anna and them say. The mother of Abby. And so here is Deer Creek. Here's your Monon Bridge here. And so I'm just going to kind of back up. And as you guys are going to see, this is just farmland after farmland. Just quite rural. So I'm just going to slowly back up so you guys just kind of get an idea. Because the people of Delphi say that the reason why they think it's a local is that, you know, you got to kind of know where this bridge is at. Because, yeah, you do have this Hoosier Highway here. But the only thing you're going to see after the Hoosier Highway is this Freedom Bridge. And you don't have the Monon High Bridge until all the way back over here. So you got to know, you know, it's one thing to know this Freedom Bridge. They call this the Freedom Bridge. But to be able to know this bridge right here, covered in all this forest all around, you'd have to be pretty known to the area. Not saying it's not impossible to be, you know, a random truck driver, but yeah, Robert. Oh, I've said all along. Okay, yeah. I'm starting to kind of think that, Robert, myself too. Yeah. I said, it's not that I'm new to the case. I've covered it since, you know, or I've been following it since 2008. But it's kind of, you know, it wasn't my job to do it, so I wasn't always looking at the case every day like I am now. Yeah, the binoculars. Yeah, exactly, Miss Wells. I'm glad you brought that up, or whoever did. So apparently, I think you have binoculars, and you can see in this area. If you were in this little blind up here, because it kind of goes up. It's hard. It's really hard to see in Google Earth, but as you can kind of see, it goes up. So he would have a nice high advantage to look over everything. So it's quite possible. But yeah, let me just back out because I didn't fully back out like I wanted to. Just to kind of show you guys how kind of rural, just for those who don't realize. So as you can see, this is just farmland. You got your Delphi right here. And as you can see, all these little, it's just farm, beans, corn, all farm, just all farm. And you go back more, farm. Quite remote. And back out even more, and just more farm. Beans, corn, I forget all the other stuff, but I know those are the big ones. But just to give you an idea, just look at all this agriculture. I don't think people realize that kind of how remote it is. And the major highway is actually not until it's where is the major highway? It's the first one. So the major interstate is 65 right here. But and then I think there's like a 69 or something over there. Okay, it's buffering. All right, I'll stop playing with Google Earth then. I'm sorry, guys. Yep. I'll give it a second. Yeah, that's probably me. I'm sorry, guys. Last day in the hotel. Moving tomorrow. Excited. I'm going to get the best internet there is. It won't be that problem anymore. Yep, I'm going to wait just a minute. Let it kind of catch up here. Yeah, I don't know why Google Earth. It just sucks up so much, gobbles up all the internet. So, let's see. What has been said about the DNA? It's tough. They know that they have some kind of DNA, Eddie, but I've heard anything from a half a piece of hair. It's not like a full hair, but a piece of hair. Apparently, there's rumors that he tried to destroy the scene, the crime scene. So there's a lot of theories, but they were definitely talking about DNA in the 5th anniversary. So I think they have something. What they have, it's probably minute and could lead to something, but it just might take some time. So for those, now I'm going to go into the Flora Fires for just a minute because this happened a year prior. So, and this has gone unsolved as well. I don't know why I can't close that ad anyway. Might need to pull up the site again. It just... Let me close Google Earth. That's probably what's doing it. 1 second, guys. Okay, there it is. Okay. Okay, Meg. Yeah, let me play the video actually first. So, let's see. Let's do this one.
The Carroll County Sheriff's deputy is speaking out for the first time since trying to save 4 children from a house fire in Flora.
The girls died in the fire, and Deputy Drew Yoder was seriously injured.
Yeah, DNA is DNA.
He reports his accounts of what happened that tragic day.
November 21st, 2016 is a day that lingers in the minds of many in Carroll County, especially Deputy Drew Yoder.
We got to go in and get him. That was me and Josh's first thinking.
Yoder and Flora police officer Josh Dysinger were the first to arrive after a report of a fire at the East Columbia Street home. Yoder, who drove past the home frequently, saw Galen Rose outside and was familiar with her 4 daughters who were still trapped inside.
Those girls were always outside on a nice day, dancing around the Columbia Street Division Street sign. And the greatest thing was they would all stop, smile, and just wave as you pass by.
Yoder and Dysinger sprang to action.
With no hesitation, we both entered inside the residence 3 different times. There was little fear in my mind. The only thing that was going through it was that there were 4 little girls inside the residence that were needing our help.
Despite their efforts, the smoke and heat were just too much.
Dysinger and I never stopped trying.
This is in 2016, Kim. So this is before Delphi.
We went inside, came back out for air, went back in, came back out, each time getting farther and farther inside. The 3rd time is when things went bad.
Yoder was severely injured trying to save all 4 girls who died from smoke inhalation. After waking up in the hospital days later, he learned the tragic news.
When I was told the 4 little girls did not make it, my heart sank to my stomach.
While he mourned the girls' lives, he gained strength through all those who reached out to him during his recovery. That includes the man who saved his life.
Flora Officer Josh Dysinger, thank you. You, my friend, are my hero.
Yoder returned to duty at the end of December, but says he returned a changed
I hope
man.
not, Miss
I still
Wills.
think about it every day. My hands and stuff, they still remind me of it every day, but I just got to push forward and do what I have to do.
And while Yoder's scars will fade with time, it's the emotional scars that remain.
This incident will forever impact my life, but it will not stop me from performing my duties.
Reporting in Carroll County, Samantha Tiki, News 18.
Yeah, this guy is a true hero. He tried to go in there and save them. And it's sad because he knew the family. I can't remember what the family did, but he used to like see them when he was on patrol and say hi to them. And so he had a personal connection with this family as well. And he did. He tried to go in there to get them and got injured in the process. And it's a good thing that he's lucky he made it out. Yeah, I know a lot of people are sus of the mom. I do not think the mom did it. The mom did try to. A lot of people don't know. The mom did try to go in and help. So I got 2 more videos, and I'll play the one with the mom, and you can see she's torn up. You know, she is absolutely torn.
This is so very complicated. And even the inference that it's about race is so very wrong.
Delphi is Delphi, Flora is Flora. But I would appreciate it.
So this was kind of the big problem before I play this video. So you had this happen, and then you had Delphi happen kind of right after. And sadly, this Flora fire case just kind of, as far as media attention goes, fell to the wayside because Delphi was just, it just went big. You know, I don't know what the right word is, but it just picked up in the media where the Flora fire didn't. And then now people had thought, well, this is, being, okay, I can't say the word, but, you know what I'm saying, black and white. And so the community was really mad because they thought, that this was, they were just picking what cases, to try and solve. So
this is so very complicated. And even the inference that it's about race is so very wrong.
Delphi is Delphi, Flora is Flora. but I would have appreciated a little bit more help, a little bit more concern about my family as they did the other families.
Well, nearly a year after these 4 young sisters died in a fire, the investigation into what started it, even who started it, is at the center of a huge controversy tonight. Allegations of a cover-up and botched police work are stirring up some very strong emotions. In fact, both from the family and from the detectives in charge of solving this arson.
Hours after the NAACP questioned the handling of the case, people living in Carroll County are weighing in on those accusations.
Tonight, our Emily Longnecker found that many people are still trying to understand how 6 children have been killed in 2 separate tragedies.
Well, John and Andrea, here in downtown Flora, just across the street from where 4 little girls died, there is a flyer hanging up on a business asking for information about the fire that killed them. And on the same business window, there's also a flyer here. Take a look to the teens murdered in Delphi. Both cases remain unsolved, and both cases say the folks here in Flora still keep them up at night.
You know, I think this is hard. I mean, it's really hard to sit and think, 4 girls died here.
Even harder for people living in Flora to think that 11 months later, investigators still don't have any answers about who started the fire that killed those sisters.
I think it's a shame that these girls aren't getting the justice that they deserve.
Every single day I think of them, many times.
Every time she steps outside of her house and sees the boarded up windows on the house next door, Lisa Boyd is reminded of those 4 sisters, Kiana, Kiara, Kiriel, and Kiana.
How can somebody do that to 4 little girls?
It's the same kind of question just 15 minutes down the road in Delphi. People there have asked about these 2 girls, Libby German and Abigail Williams, whose murders also remain unsolved.
They are different cases.
So serial killers, a lot of them, I don't want to say a lot of them, but they have been known to be arsonists. Son of the Sam. He, let's see, did I still have this thing up? Yeah. So, I don't know why I was going to have that commercial up there. Oh, some of these ads are so terrible. I can't, the way they put them in is so terrible. I might not even. This is the worst. Some of these websites, it's just gotten so bad you can't even go to them because they've got 20 different ads and I don't know. I feel like I'm playing Tetris or something. Jeez. Anyway, I did want to read this article, but this thing's all blown up. Anyway, it talks about some of the serial killers and who had also been involved in arson, and one of them was Son of Sam, aka David Berkowitz, who started a bunch of fires in New York before he went on to his killing spree. So it's possible that these 2 cases could be related. It said this one happened in 2016, the next one 2017, and maybe he hasn't done anything since because of everybody's just kind of, they might be close to I need to get ad blocker. There you go, Karen. Right. That's what I need.
Deserves less attention than the other, neither deserves more attention.
Some, though, have questioned the attention and
I'll show you how close Flora is to Delphi.
Compared to the one in Flora. Boyd says it's no one's fault that the Delphi cases had more clues that investigators have released to the public, like a picture of the suspect and recording of his voice.
We don't have that here. We don't have somebody's face. We don't have a voice.
Boyd doesn't think the 2 cases should be compared, saying parents in both lost children they love.
I don't like to think it's Florida versus Delphi and anything other than football around here. I think we've all come together to help one another and to do the best we can in these awful circumstances. Neither town is used to something like this. And we spoke on the phone tonight to the mom of these beautiful 4 little girls, and she tells us that she just wishes investigators would tell her something. Galen Rose says every time she breathes, she wishes she could have her babies back.
That's the trouble with arson is, it's because it's a fire, everything gets burnt up. So it's not like a murder, like a typical murder scene where, you could have footprints, blood, DNA. I mean, you could still have DNA, but, fires, You know, it's just so much tougher. There's really nothing to go on. I've been trying to research kind of what any kind of leads, and there's just really nothing, you know, just of the, you know, the stories of who are around that day. But there's just really nothing to go off or look into.
Back. John, Andrea. Such a heartbreaking story. Emily, thank you.
And as we said, the NAACP got involved in the case and the families called for answers.
In fact, leaders of the organization believe the case has been bungled, and they also say police are not updating family members.
Nobody's been brought to justice. Nobody is talking to the family to even update them on the status of the investigation. But it smells of a cover-up, because how are you going to go and have an investigation for almost a year, and it doesn't appear that we're any further along on this?
The NAACP is now promising to push state and local officials for more information and more attention.
And tonight there are claims of the man in charge of the Indiana
Yeah.
State Police defending his agency and commitment to solving this arson.
All right, so then I just got one more video. This is the mother. Yeah, and then you got Evansdale. Yeah. Oh, what are you saying? I don't think it's related, but if anything would be, it would be Evansdale. Yeah. I did a video about Evansdale. For those who aren't familiar, I do have a video about Evansdale and the connections, because there was 2 girls that were sadly murdered, and that was in what was that? 7. I got to do the dates backwards now. 213, 17. So it was 7/13. Okay, yeah. So that was on July 13th when they found them in 2000. What was it? 2002. 2012, excuse me. So, yeah, thank you. Yeah, I had to look at it. Yeah, 7/13/2012. Yeah, so here's the video.
I want my babies to always be remembered. Never, ever.
So one of the things that people, I guess, suspected the mom is because she left town directly after. But I wouldn't blame her either. She don't want to be living in near a place where she's got to remember that. And so this is kind of the reason why they kind of suspected her. But the officer said that him and her kind of like had went in there to, you know, try to save the kids.
Never ever forget my girls, because they were happy. They loved people. People loved them, and they were just four girls that didn't deserve that. We didn't deserve it at all.
This morning, an RTV6 exclusive. The mother of 4 little girls killed in a house fire 3 years ago today is opening up to RTV6.
Galen Rose is working multiple jobs to keep busy every single day, and she tells me that every day she relives that tragedy in Flora. It's a conversation you'll only see on RTV6. The home sits empty. The silence echoes the many unknowns, especially who is responsible for the deaths of Kiana, Kiara, Cariel, and Kiani. The November 2016 fire in Flora remains under investigation. The girl's mother, Galen Rose, now living in California, reached out and agreed to a FaceTime interview during her lunch break.
Yeah, so I want to play all of that because, like I said, she just is torn up because of it, and I said I don't think she would have done that, and I mean I don't know, but I don't think so. It's related, but let's see if I can't do Google Earth. I'm sure I can do Google Map, and that shouldn't affect it too bad. Take a little peek at this real quick. So Google Maps. Just show you how close Flora and all of them are. Delphi. Okay, so here you got Delphi, and you can see the Monon High Bridge right here. see, can I use shift? Oh, I can't. Oh, that's the only thing that's different. I can't shift out. So Flora is a bit more. So you got Peru here. There's Kokomo, and here's Flora right here, as you can see. So not far at all. And then if you're wondering, let me back up just a little bit. Kokomo, that's where they've got the where they do the mechanic shop or whatever for the cars. There's a big company there. Peru is where Keegan Kline was from and lived at one point. So you got Peru, Florida, Delphi, Kokomo. His dad worked in Kokomo. Tony Kline, just to give you an idea. So they're all kind of right in there. Then you have another fire. Oh, that's right. I got to look that one up. I have not done that story yet. There was another fire recently in Monticello. I don't know if it's been determined if it was just accidental or if it was arson. So I'll have to look into that story. So, looking at a crowd. Yep, I looked at a crowd. I don't think Flora is related to Delphi, though, only because I think Delphi moto is totally apparent, and the perps are already locked up. Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, Keegan's dad. Yeah, he works at the place in Kokomo. So yeah, they're all just kind of right in there, But let's see. Now I just kind of lost my. It's got another. Oh yeah, so there's Delphi. So like I said, you've got these major interstates, but like I said, just kind of going back over the beaten path. You do have this the Hoosier Highway, they call it. But, like I said, for somebody to know exactly where that, I wish I had because the bridge is actually right here. For someone to actually know this area, I think it's possible that they were local. But isn't it Peru where they found the dead guy in the river? I don't know. I'll have to look into that. Dead guy in a river. Is that recently, Karen? I've not heard that one yet. Huh. Yeah, he's been interviewed. Yeah, they interviewed both of them. That's the only reason why I really don't think, as far as direct involvement, either one of them had a direct involvement in the murder. But I still think there's a really good possibility that it'll lead to somebody. I really think it's got to be something that's with the account that'll lead back to it. I'm also looking into the geocache theory. That was an early theory, and then a lot of people kind of put it off to the side, I guess. And I've seen some creators start to bring that theory back up. But there are geocache locations that are on this side of the bridge, apparently. Could have been somebody that's in that community of geocaching. I don't know if they would be that. Geocaching is not something I'm very familiar with, so I don't. I'll have to do some research on it. But so I think. Let's see. Did I go through everything today? So I went through the license plate, but yeah. So just to touch it. Well, I got everybody in here. More people. Let me just go over the missing one more time, real quick here. So this is Braden Dobbs, 4 years old, Buchanan, Georgia. Just went missing 16 days ago, 22 days ago, and black hair, brown eyes. So anybody's in that area, Buchanan, Georgia, please take a close look. And we've got 2 siblings. We got 13-year-old Zariah and 12-year-old Davon Ford, and they just went missing 5 days ago. And so anybody in the Orlando area, Florida. So there's those two. Let me just see what you guys are saying. Oh, Jelani Day. Was he found dead in Peru? Was that where he was found? Not sure. I'll have to look, but yeah. Yeah, I used to feature Jelani Day too. And so we got, today's the 26th. I am going to be moving tomorrow. I think we'll be doing the donations. So for those that have donated, and then especially those that donated that through like PayPal and Venmo or Cash App, thank you guys so much. Because it's one thing when you guys donate on the Super Chat, I can, shout you out and thank you guys. But it's sometimes when I get them from PayPal and stuff, I'm like working, and so I don't get the chance to thank you guys. So anybody that's donated through that way, thank you guys so much. That helps me out so much. And we're sitting at $200. I just did the totals. I think I was a couple dollars short. I said I was a little over 200 the last time, but it was actually 198. But we'll just put it at 200. Especially with today's donations. So that'll go to the Humane Society. So I think either tomorrow or Monday we'll do a show where we send those in. So I wanted to do it tomorrow, but if I'm set and if I'm moving and everything, I might not have the time to. So, oh, is it? Okay, I'll have to write that river down. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. Chris, Ashley Guard Place at the time was downstream. Left the map in view. Plenty of spots. Raft, kayak, girls' undergarments found that direction too. Oh, interesting. Thanks to Tomit. You can tell Tomit's definitely been into this case. Helps me out. Yeah, you're welcome, Dreamcatcher. Yeah, I try to do a little bit of everything. So, but yeah, like I said, for those that just missed the first part of the show, I'll just go over it one more time, just the theory, because I know some of you guys are just tuning in. So one of my theories is that this vehicle that was parked here, that there was a good possibility that, so what drug dealers do is they use these paper license plates, and legally, you get them at the DMV, but apparently there was a big problem in 2017 and 2018 where people were buying them off Facebook and other things, and like 90% of them were fake. And so what happens is, so let's say there's this car, and it looks suspicious, but they write down the number, but it's the paper plate number, and if it's fake. Well, now when they go to call it in, they can't check it out because it's not a real tag. And so that's what the drug dealers would do, is they would take these cars with these fake paper plates, drive, do their thing, rip them off, throw them away, and then just put on the normal license plate, and no one's the wiser. And so I think it's a good possibility that if he did drive and he was parked here, he put the fake paper plates on, drove there, put them on, or, put them on before, drove there, and then when he left, yanked them off, put them on, and now if somebody has a number of a suspicious vehicle, it doesn't do him any good. So that's a theory I thought I'd run by you guys. So. I know. Thank you, Joanne. I know. I'm so stoked. So, yeah. So, I think for those know one of my mods, Sleuth Mom, she follows, she covers missing cases. She covers a lot of children, and she's a good advocate for the missing. Does great work. She's got a live show premiering in 20 minutes, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sleuth. So if you guys are interested in that, I'm sure she would be happy to drop her link. Or she's probably getting her show started, so I might just have to do it anyway. Sleuth on YouTube. And then I've got, also, if you guys know my Paranormal Tuesdays, you guys know I like to bring in some humor and stuff. So, I'll be doing a live show here soon that I'm really excited to show you guys, because I show you a different side of my humor that I don't know. It'll be a fun show, because with everything going, there's just so much bad stuff going on that I think we could use some humor. So I'll probably be doing a show here in a couple days that it'll be a little different. I think it'll be a lot of fun though. I'm excited. Paper plates, not the ones you eat up. I know, that's so funny, Munchkin. That's funny. So I think I got that right. So anyway, she'll be going live soon. So that should be a link to her channel. So, all right, guys, that'll do it. I will probably go live tonight, but I'm not sure if it'll be a members only live stream or not. But I'll let you guys know. Yeah, you're welcome, Kim. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I appreciate everybody. And please be kind, and I love you guys.